Damn, my subs dropped off a lot. Just an insane amount. Maybe because I played League. Running back. I have to. Is a true right winger. If you can't find data to support your bogus claims, you make up your own. Yeah.
Propagandist? No, I just made a mistake. I was reading it. So anyway, let's see here. That's an insane claim. It's a good percentage, but not even close to 90%. What do you guys think the percentage of left-wing violence is compared to right-wing violence? What do you think the percentage is, guys?
I need to see his chat. They're saying 100%. 99.999. 85. 90%. 98-2. Oh, bro. Lobotomy core content is so in. Lobotomy core content is so in.
That you've observed in the media in the last 5 years.
That you've observed in the media for the last 5 years. Like, if this was a audience census, sorry, maybe for like if there was an audience census on media bias, I'd be like, okay, right, sure, about like how the media covers or chooses to cover left-wing and right-wing violence as if they are the same when they are very clearly not. But like being like, oh, well, chat says it's 95%, so it must be 95% because all of my chat said so.
Let's actually, you know what? Let's do a poll. Yeah.
How much when in bed do you think that the Christchurch guy was left-wing? Not even. They could be like, okay, that was a one instance of right-wing violence or whatever, but like it happens 99 proportionally more percentage of times for left-wing violence. I can't name you any instances, but like, just take my word for it. I promise you that it exists.
Versus right wing. Okay, 90% 10 plus, 80-20, and then 70-30, 60-40, 50-50, 40, let me go back, and 60. And I'm just going to go back and just get all of them. And that way we can get a good indicator of what people think.
Okay, of what people think.
And where are we at? Okay. And this is also...
Also, he knows that like you can't say like doing 90 10 plus makes sense because you don't have any options covering 91 to 90 to like 100, right? But doing 1090 plus doesn't make sense because you have 2080, 3070, 4060, 5050. You know what I mean? Like it should be 1090 minus for anything lower than 1090.
Just so you guys can get an understanding. Is this accurate? Yeah, no, we're gonna take off multiple choice. Oh no, it's okay. All right, is this good? US, yes, USA. This is for USA. Worldwide's not relevant.
One, worldwide is definitely relevant. You think like the US has like specific types of like left wing and right? If you don't include global, it's like freaking 10 to 90. Right? Like there is left wing violence that exists, but like it's worldwide. Like if you're excluding like France, you're dropping a few points at least. If you're excluding France, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Just in the USA, you think that it's 90% left-wing violence in the United States? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Single choice? Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. All right.
Well, here's examples of left-wing violence.
This is US only.
Blocking the road so he can't get his McDonald's on time.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do a poll. All right, here you go. We'll give it a minute.
He's trying to rub in anything that happens at protests as left-wing violence, shouldn't be confused. I don't know. I mean, we can go back to the beginning of this conversation if you want to. But like, hopefully he gets into it.
You aren't taking into account since 2016 the rhetoric of hate has increased. That increase leads to more violence and in and out of the political spectrum. Yes, but let's not pretend like it's not. Like, yeah, wow, what a big surprise. Everybody can clearly tell the obvious reality that anybody knows. Where's the poll?
Oh my goodness, he's so stupid, bro. He's so dumb. It's your audience. What are you talking about? Of course, your audience is going to say left-wing violence is more prevalent. They're fucking Nazis. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, actually, we actually commit more violence here on the right. No, they're going to be like, no, those dirty commies are violent and we need to extrajudicially kill them because they started the violence. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And he's like, well, we finished our peer-reviewed research study, you know. Sample size, totally accurate, not at all biased.
Yeah, let me link it to you guys again.
That's peer review, bro. I'm his peer. Technically, we're both streamers. And I'm reviewing it. And I say it sucks.
Knows what this is.
This is a real question. What ratio?
In
In America, like 2080 at the highest. 1090 is what I would probably say. But like 2080 at the highest. 20% left-wing violence to 80% right-wing violence. At the absolute highest. I'm being as charitable as possible. Right? And there has been studies on this.
We are coming out with a new report with new data on domestic terrorism in the United States. It's called Push to Extremes, and this is our update of a data set of over 1,000 cases of domestic terrorist attacks in the United States that goes back to the early 1990s. What's new about this report?
Automatically invalid to Assmonmold. He said it goes back too far. Automatically invalid. Ooh, I'm also thinking about watching Ludwig's new series with Michael Reeves. I've been watching it. It's pretty good, honestly. It's like the best Ludwig content I've seen in a while.
2021 data, which has not been published yet, that CSIS has put together, and we've now added the analysis to it.
In support of our research on domestic terrorism, CSIS has compiled a data set of over 1,000 terrorist attacks and plots in the United States between 1994 and 2021. This includes information.
Well, okay, he was alive then, right? Assmonmold was alive in 1994, so this should be totally fine to him. He was alive then.
The incidents themselves, as well as the perpetrators, ideology, location of the incident, weapons used, and targets. The threat from domestic terrorism in the United States remains high. 2020 saw the largest number of attacks and plots in the United States since 1994, though it was a slight decrease from 110 incidents in 2020 to 77 in 2021, still came in second after 2020, with a historically high number of attacks and plots. One of the newest trends that we've noticed is the growing number of domestic terrorist attacks and plots that occur at demonstrations, whether that's targeting protesters, actions committed by protesters, or attacks just simply timed to occur at the same time as demonstrations. In 2019, only 2% of domestic terrorist attacks and plots took place at demonstrations. That number rose to 47% in 2020 and 53% in 2021. That means that more than half of the terrorist attacks and plots in 2021 were occurring in the context of demonstrations. This increase has led to what we in the political science field call a security dilemma happening in American cities, where attempts by both sides to increase their own security is perceived as a threat by the other, leading to broader escalation and violence between differing ideological actors.
There are a couple of things that I think are important policy conclusions that come out of this. One is that there still is a paucity of publicly available data from the US government on trends in domestic terrorism. The vast amount of...
Okay, are they gonna show like the actual like... This is the full brief. I wanna see it on ideological lines. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, okay. Surprise, surprise. It has never even been close to equal, except for like 2006. In every instance. Every instance. Violent right-wing political action has eclipsed violent left-wing political action. Every instance. You want to cut it off from 2015, which was 10 years ago, right? What is that? 3 times higher for right-wing violence. 2017 is freaking like 4 times higher. 2018 is, what is that? 2 times higher. 2019 is 3 times higher. 2020 is like 5 times higher. In 2021, it's like 2 times higher. Which is just far right. And Assmonmold said that they liked, and this was, he said it, we looked at it the first time, right? The first part is that he said that like, oh, the media always tries to like rope in religious extremists with far right extremists. And that's invalid for some reason. And therefore, that's how they skew the data. But even this, that is like pulling religious out, which you could be very, you know, like, I don't know how ethno-nationalist is very different than like far right, or like religious fundamentalists are different than far right. Like if it was me, these would all be the same thing, right? In far right, but even this pulls it out, and it shows that far right violence far eclipses, right? Far eclipses what far left violence does. far eclipses. And honestly, if you were to add in religious and ethno-nationalists into far right, I think it'd be closer to the 20-80% that I said earlier. You know what I mean?
It's 5. Everybody knows what this is. This is the wrong question because in 1 year it's 5 years, vice versa. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, it's like a pattern or something. Yeah, it's a pattern.
There's no pattern. What are you talking about? You did a poll of your audience. This is more indicative of you and the type of audience you've crafted. Assmonmold loves to say that he doesn't have a far right audience. This directly demonstrates the opposite. Either they're far right Nazis or they are stupid. Or both. Very clearly both.
Big surprise. Pretty much everybody is agreeing. Look at this.
Everybody in your audience. The fact that he can't even realize this, the fact that it doesn't even cross his mind that, maybe my sample, right? My sample size is very selective. Like, this is like a thing. Selection bias is a distortion in a measure of association, such as a risk ratio, due to a sample selection that does not accurately reflect the target population. Assmonmold's audience does not adequately reflect the target population of the entire nation. It doesn't. Does not. I was only most crazy viewers type in chat and click polls. Yeah.
In 56 plus 19, that's basically 20, so that's about 75%. 85% of people think that the vast...
He said 85% of people. That's insane. That's crazy. Right back. I'll be right back. I got some water. Oh, I didn't play it. My bad. The more you know.
Yeah, it's like a pattern or something. Yeah, it's a pattern. Yeah, big surprise. Pretty much everybody is agreeing. Look at this. If you add in 56 plus 19, that's basically 20, so that's about 75%. 85% of people think that the vast majority of the violence is left-wing violence and extremism. This gaslighting and this bullshit about how, oh no, it's both sides. It's not both sides. It's one side doing it, and then 1 or 2 instances of something like January 6th happens, and people constantly fixate on that without thinking
I genuinely can't tell if he knows that he's stupid and he's like, he's doing this to serve a narrative, which right-wingers will do, or if like he genuinely thinks that this is accurate. You can just Google a quick study. Chat, you don't understand. We got here because he did Google a quick study, and the study did not tell him what he wanted it to tell him, and so he made his own study of his own audience, his own poll of his own audience.
Basilium just subscribed. SDABLOVE.
In order to like justify his worldview. That's the crazy part. Like, what do you even say? We are thinking for the 23 months. Much appreciated. We're almost at 24.
Thinking about anything else besides it. I don't think your sources are valid. So why is it that my sources are not valid, but everybody seemingly comes to the exact same conclusion?
He genuinely thinks that polling 4,000 people in his audience is representative of the entire world. He genuinely believes this.
Why is this happening? Go figure, a right-wing chat thinks this. Statistic websites seem to do.
Thank you. Your chat is more right-leaning? Thank you. Because they were aligned with you? Okay. It'll always be both sides. Your chat are not representing everything at all? Okay. Echo chamber? Maybe chat is leaning right? You're polling right-wing people. Okay. Jeez Louise, bro. Jeez Louise. That chatter's getting banned. Like, true. I mean, 70% of your chat is going to agree with whatever you say. True.
Differ? Well, the reason why statistic websites are differing is because their methods of data is inaccurate. The way that they are providing the data,
it pales in comparison to the way that I do my data, and that is polling my Nazi chat. That's so funny, bro. It's not a right-wing chat. Sure. This is cracking the code. What is this? Oh, we'll get to this in a second. I can't even get through talk about Assmonmold without people bringing up Ethan. You know what I mean? Just like, let us just take 10 seconds. Can we take 10 seconds not talking about Ethan, please? Please. We're looking at real, true brain rot that is not Ethan screaming about how much he wants us on. Like, this is full right-wing brain rot on full display. Can we not just enjoy this for a little bit where we get taken off the deep end?
and the way that they're... Well, the reason why statistic websites are differing is because their methods of data is inaccurate. The way that they are providing the data and the way
Now,
that
how
they're analyzing...
Assmonmold think that he's intelligent enough to decide this is a great question. Like, how does Assmonmold think that he is smart enough to actually analyze methodology, which they post, by the way? You can read their methodology. I would like to see Assmonmold actually read their methodology and find discrepancies within it, because you can do that. That is a thing that you can do as a person. If you find a scientific journal or a piece of research that you find that the methodology is inaccurate, you can do a counter paper, right? And do counter research or a write-up or a petition to retract the paper because you feel as though the methodology is inaccurate. It happens all the time. All the time.
It is deliberately misrepresentative. That's the reason why.
Wait, that's also want to say Destiny. What did Destiny do? How is Destiny involved in this? Destiny's gonna maul watching this. Oh.
And so the poll itself is the source, bro? Yeah, exactly. This is much more accurate. Yeah, it is. There you go. And
he did not say that in full sense. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. No. No, 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 no. He's like, you bite the onion. Honestly, if this is a bit, it's a good bit. Genuinely, if it's a bit, I commend Assmonmold for being able to say that with a straight face. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. In full sincerity, with a straight face, saying, this is way more accurate than like actual scientific research and political analysis from people with like degrees and stuff, you know? Full sincerity. I respect that. I'm mostly left, and even I can agree the left has gotten more violent. Okay, dude. All right, dude. Sure. If it makes you feel better. Digital policies, right? I'm saving that for the end, after this section. Like, I think he moves on in like a minute.
And so you can see very clearly, this is it. The left also enables migrant criminality. This is an obvious echo chamber. I have a conversation which actually studies this. Well, I don't need to have a conversation with somebody. All I have to do is open my eyes and look what I've seen in the media for the last 5 years.
Oh, it's muted.
Right.
Open your eyes, chat. Open your mind. studies. I should have got the full thing. Open your eyes, chat. Open your mind. Let Assmonmold lead you to victory.
And so the poll itself is the source, bro? Yeah, exactly. This is much more accurate. Yeah, it is. There you go. And so you can see very clearly, this is it. The left also enables migrant criminality. This is an obvious echo chamber. I have a conversation which actually studies this. Well, I don't need to have a conversation with somebody. All I have to do is open my eyes and look what I've seen in the media for the last 5 years. What company have right-wing people targeted and burned down dealerships for or buildings for in the last 5 years? What company did this happen to?
They stormed the Capitol, bro. Right-wing militias, like, ran over people. They've shot up in the last year. There have been more instances of right-wing political violence in school shootings than there has been against Trump. To the magnitude of like 6 times. Everybody needs to hear it. Property destruction and violence are not the same thing. He's saying that lefts are violent. Yes. He's saying, no, not even just that left wingers are violent. He's saying that the ratio of left wing to right wing violence is 90% left wing violence, which is objectively not true. Objectively not true. Also, yeah, the violence done by against Trump was done by right wingers as well. So the opposite, it is.
None. That's right.
Is this a bad time to raid? No, I think it's a perfect time. We're looking at conspiracy theories. Okay, quicker than I thought it would. Pat, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raid. Wait, is this the first Path raid? Welcome in, raiders. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing good. I saw Path was playing Valorant this morning. I miss Valorant. I played a game of Valorant yesterday. I miss Valorant. The game was so fun. But my friendship with Valorant has ended. I'm now a League of Legends player. That's right. I'm a League of Legends player. And we'll get Path on League of Legends again sometime soon. So, yes. I played my first 2. I played a ranked game this morning. And we won. Where's it at? Update. Let me find it. We won. Pretty handedly, I'd say. Yeah. My deaths were my own fault, though. Ill? Don't say ill. Say, I'm happy for you, Sean. You found something to occupy your time. And I said we might play more later on today. I have to end stream a little bit early today for a meeting that I have. It's a very important meeting. Wish me luck. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Did they steal your kills though? They did steal my kills, and it was sad. We can also play Valorant again, whenever you want, really, Path. Or League of Legends. I'm just saying, it's there. Or Marvel Rivals. There's a number of different things we can play.
None. It doesn't happen. Things for in the last 5 years. What company did this happen?
True. As long as it got so bad, I spent money. I know. That's how I started with Valorant too. First, I started playing casually, and then I hopped in ranked. I got my tushy handed to me, if you will, and then I started dropping bans. I don't even want to know how much money I spent on Valorant, honestly. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me. It was a lot of money. More money than I feel comfortable saying, even if I knew. Have you ever reached the cheer goal for James cosplay? We doing another league stream together. How far are you from the cheer? No, I have to find out. Oh, you're offline. I guess we can't tell. I dropped 2,000 on League. That's honestly, I don't know how much I dropped on Valorant. Honestly, I've only dropped $10 on League though. But Valorant, it always started with me playing. It started with me playing or like doing like the night market and seeing the skins suck. I'm just like, oh, I want a cool skin though. And then they'll drop a skin line. I'm like, okay, that skin line is pretty cool. And then I buy that one skin line. Okay, this is the only one. And then drop the next skin line. I'm just like, I'm not buying that one. And then it's like one of the coolest skin lines, and I miss out on it. I'm just like, I should have brought that one. 8,979 out of 15,000. Oh, that's not bad. We'll get you to that. Next time you're live, we raid you. We get you to Jane's cosplay, and then we play League. Because I know my audience loves League, right, chat? Right, chat? You all love League. Y'all say League is the bestest. Right? One's in the chat if you love League. Two's in the chat if you don't love League. Anything above one? Okay, so we have ones in the chat, which means League is their favorite thing. The twos in the chat means League is their second favorite thing. And then we have some threes in the chat, which means League is their third favorite thing. See? That's great. That's great. Is this science? Yeah. This is science, which means the entire world loves League, actually. $1 billion. It is kind of funny, though. More people stay to watch me play League than they do to watch me. Actually, no, I think more people stay when I play Marvel Rivals, honestly. Maybe we'll play Marvel Rivals at some point.
Been to. None. That's right. None. It doesn't happen. So it's just simply not the same.
Wait, what?
This company has been having.
Oh.
What company have right-wing people targeted and burned down dealerships for or buildings for?
That's pretty specific, right? What company have right-wing people targeted and burned down dealerships for? Like that's very specific. Like, so we're saying at that point we're only talking about like car companies. What car manufacturers have right-wing people been violent towards? Clinics, churches. You don't understand, chat. Those aren't dealerships. Those aren't dealerships, so it doesn't count. Yeah, hit that the last part so he can't say Bud Light. Exactly.
In the last 5 years, what company did this
in the
happen
last
to?
5 years? You see how like it's so hyper specific. Oh, really? You think that I Assmonmold am a Nazi? Well, tell me what Nazi policies that I have specifically ran for office for implementing in the last 2 seconds. Right, you can't. So you can't call me a Nazi because you can't name any right-wing policies that I have ran for office for to implement myself directly in the last 2 seconds. Confirmed.
None. That's right. None. It doesn't happen. So it's just simply not the same.
Dog, they stormed the Capitol. Great argument. I feel like this person is trolling. Abortion clinic, true. Yeah, in the last year, which American EV car company with an autistic CEO has been attacked by right wing? Name them. None. You can't. But I can name one for the left wing. Tesla. Tesla, 100% violent. Right wing, 0% violent. Confirmed. Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, please name one. Exactly. It's so.
What they're naming some. Yeah, like Planned Parenthood. Well, someone said Planned Parenthood. Yeah. Yes, the right wing has been like violent towards, like directly violent towards Planned Parenthood. Yes, all mass shootings are right wing. Most of them are. Or riot cities for political reasons. They stormed the Capitol. What are we talking about? They stormed the Capitol. Oh, you're right. It's not a real argument because it was typed funny. It was typed like that one SpongeBob memes. So like, it's not. It doesn't make sense. It must be invalid.
And this is the thing, is that a lot of people that are
Abortion clinics, Planned Parenthood. I wonder if he's going to address that argument. Planned Parenthood.
defenders of this are going to try to use like these arguments. Oh yeah, well look at this study that, you know, uses a frame of reference from 1948 to make a judgment call on what's happening now. It's outrageous.
He's not going to address
I remember seeing left-wing violence over a decade ago. So sad to see it becoming more widespread. It is. It really is. They're lost and are lashing out like fucking children. Yes, and
so he just doesn't address the. He just doesn't address the fact that the right wing has like done bomb threats directly on like children's hospitals and abortion clinics and schools within the last 5 years. Directly facilitated by libs of TikTok, by the way.
My general viewpoint on this kind of stuff is I don't think that you should give it any credibility, or you should not even. No, it's not both sides do this. Like, is it bad when anybody does it? Yes, it is. But let's not pretend that not only is it one-sided almost completely, but not only that, that you have major figures in media and also politics that are paying lip service to promoting and celebrating, or at least hand-waving, the violence. It is a completely one-sided thing.
He's so stupid, bro. He's so stupid. This is how I know society is cooked.
I live like a capitalist every single day.
This is how I know
I
society
live
is
as a
cooked.
capitalist.
He's dumb.
I live when I believe.
Angry_educated_woman_JD just subscribed.
Angry educated woman, thank you for the 3-month resubscription. Is he stupid or just lying? Both. But I genuinely think that he believes this. I genuinely think he believes this.
And it's embarrassing to me to see so many people that are so stupid and so brainwashed to think that it's not. It's completely fucking obvious. Anyway, I think I've made myself clear, right? How much longer do I need to say the same thing? Let's go ahead and watch this video.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really care about what Kevin O'Leary has to say. Then he moves on to other stuff. So that's Assmonmold. That is Assmonmold. Well, I don't know what else you say to that. It's, yeah. You're right. Science is about replication. What percentage of U.S. violence in the last 5 years is left-wing versus right-wing violence, chat? Do the straw poll. Do the straw poll. Oh, well, it kind of looks like it's overwhelming. Right wing does all the violence, so we're at an impasse. My poll says right wing does all the violence. It actually got no votes for left wingers doing most of the violence, except for this one. Okay, y'all are trolling. There are 8 people here who are trolling. (90-10) left wing. Well, to be fair, there are people who think the left wing should do more violence. But overwhelmingly, if you add these two numbers up, 2 percentages up, you get actually like 85%. More than Assmonmold's audience has been polled. So, confirmed, right wing does 90 or 80, at least 80% more violence. Or 80% of the violence. Confirmed. This is science. This is science, actually. Why would you go to school for like data science or trying to be a researcher and doing like, you know, studies and selecting sample sizes and doing all this other stupid work when you could just do this, which this is science. You think it's Assmonmold poll didn't even get an option for 1090? No, it did. Yeah, it did. Here. 1090 left wing, right wing. Would be better science would be ask Grok, to be honest. So I should drop out of uni? You should drop out. Actually, don't drop out, Chad. Well, don't drop out on account of me. But yeah, that's Assmonmold and his take on political violence. Oh wait, somebody said that he watched or he looked at Mike's tweet and he just said no you.
God intended, yeah.
You did yesterday? Beginning of stream? Oh, he looks so gross.
Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know. Jesus Christ.
Flags, we can put that over the...
So this is the guy, he's literally talking about putting a bounty on Destiny, right? And so, and I find this to be incredibly ironic that not only is he arguing against a point that I didn't make, but he's also the same person who is actively putting out threats against people, right? I mean, of all the people...
Okay, if we're talking about threats against people as violence, come on. Come on. Come on. Right? Because nobody's arguing that, like, nobody on the left threatens people. You feel me? But if we're arguing about proportionality, you can't seriously sit here and pretend like the right is not like threat people central. On like the main stage, like Trump is like threatening people with deportation, which is a violent endeavor. It is a violent political endeavor. You said you wanted to dress up as Ash Ketchum to go personally deport people, which is more violence than whatever Mike said. Like, what are we talking about?
To call me out about being wrong about political violence,
I mean, you are wrong about political violence.
It's ironic to me that it's one of the people that's promoting political violence. Many such cases, absolutely. And so anyway, he goes Destiny. And this is what I find to be funny, right? Didn't you put out a hit on him or another streamer? You shouldn't even be allowed a platform. He says, who? It was Destiny. I don't like the guy, but I've seen a clip of you putting a bounty on him or something. What was the quote? If you live in Florida, I have got an opportunity for you if you want to make 100K. Everyone knew exactly what you were referencing to, especially after adding the rest of the context in from the clip. What's the context that everyone knew? I mean, so I didn't actually offer money for a hit. What if I said I wanted a streamer to kill themselves by name? Should I be permitted for that? On Twitch, yes, people have done far less to get banned. So it's again, right? The level of intellectual dishonesty that these people like to engage in is actually impressive to me. It really is. So with,
I mean, but how though? Like, he also didn't finish reading the tweet thread, right? What I think it's kind of important, right? Is that like claiming that this is political violence, but like somebody saying, you know, KYS is like not advocating for violence somehow, some way. It's always, again, rules for thee and not for me, you know?
a lot of these people, this is the reason why I don't really engage with them or take any of them seriously. It's because they're lying retards. That's the reason why. They're lying retards that don't even understand what they're trying.
I just want to point out the fact that Assmonmold, we just watched, do a poll of his own audience and say that it was representative of the entire society. I just want to put that out there. So maybe stones, glass houses, things like that, you know?
To say, yeah, they're they act like children. And so anyway, when I see a bunch of people chirping about me and having opinions, then what am I really thinking about? What am I really saying?
Wait, does he ever actually engage with the actual point? Does he ever engage with like the tweet itself? Or is it just like, well, Mike is bad, so therefore I'm not going to look at it.
About and Tectone got banned for telling a viewer to kill themselves, so that should be a ban. I mean, the thing is that if he didn't think that this was a threat, then say it about Donald Trump, but you never would, because you know it's a threat, you know what's implied, and you know if you actually have to be held accountable for what you're saying by the
Wait, okay, so like if that's the barometer, like then like, because if that's the barometer and like you think that saying like kill yourself is like totally fine and justified because like, I mean, they do, then why don't you say that about Donald Trump? You know what I mean? Like, it's always like, well, if you don't think that's a threat, you should say it about Donald Trump, but like also while like not saying their threatening language against, you know, the president. It's just, again, stones, glass houses, things like that. So what about all those threats on Biden? That's a great question.
Secret Service, you're going to have a really bad time. And so this is always what people like this do. They like making these like, oh, well, I didn't really mean it that way. But okay, well, if you didn't mean it that way and that's not what you actually meant, well, then why don't you say it about somebody who you actually could get in trouble for saying it about?
That's also, it's such a funny thing to do, right? And be like, oh, Assmonmold, you're stupid. He's like, well, say that about your mom. And I'm just like, I'm not going to say that about my mom. See, you meanie bobini. Say what you just said about someone it doesn't apply to get yourself in trouble because it makes me feel good or whatever. That's because that's what he wants. He's like, I just want you to get in trouble, you know? Which Mike did get banned for it. So I don't know what his beef is here. You know what I mean? Mike got banned for his clip. He was punished by Twitch. So what's his beef? He got what he wanted.
Well, you're never going to do that because you are engaging in intellectual dishonesty. You're a liar. And
hearing him say the word intellectual is kind of funny, though.
Everybody knows it. And you're insulting the intelligence of everybody who's watching you.
Well, I mean, that's assumed that they have intelligence. That's a dickhead husband. I'm saying that he's stupid.
It's embarrassing. It really is. So, no, I did see this, and this is why I don't really engage with a lot of criticism.
Okay, so he doesn't even look at the tweet. I mean, sure, okay. What does he talk about? What is this? I mean, I'm not even gonna entertain that. You say Adam is stupid, say it about Trump and see what happens, you big meanie. Yeah. Can't look at this rodent. Kat Abu's running for Illinois Congress. That's cool. Let's see. I only have an hour left to stream because I did waste a little bit of time. League of Legends, League of Legendings all over the place. I just found out. Yeah, that's cool. I also kind of wanted to see this as well. It's a little drama sloppy, but like, why not?
It's safe to say this disrespectful IRL streamer is in denial that he destroyed his own career. Once he acted like he was on the top of the world, harassing people in public for his stream content, then hiding behind his bodyguard when anyone confronted him about his behavior. And now his luck is seemingly running out, as he just had a complete meltdown after being banned again and having his appeal for his ban being denied. So it truly seems like the career he once had has now been taken away from him yet again. So today we're talking about Jack Doherty, likely the second most disliked streamer in the world. After getting back from covering the most disliked one in Korea, I realized Jack has been imploding on social media over the last couple of weeks. So remember when Jack said this in his comeback stream about 2 months ago?
But I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna be too cocky. Just went for.
In case you're wondering, he's on Party. Which, if he got banned off of Party, doesn't he own that platform? Or at least a stake in the platform? Stake.
First week, just because everyone that didn't believe in me, man. But listen, I'm gonna be way more humble moving forward, and I'm never gonna.
Why is he still in a mansion? Like, he has enough money where if he just downsizes, buys a normal like $400,000 house in like, you know, Columbus, Ohio. He could buy a house for his parents and live off the money that he made when he's like freaking 19 for like the rest of his life. He's gonna have his company where he's basically a pimp. You're right.
Up again. I know I've said it a million times, but trust me, bro.
But that's unsustainable.
Sardine just subscribed.
It's an accident. What happened? What got me banned was an accident. An accidents happen, bro. That's why it's called an accident.
Okay, have fun. I don't buy it. I guess we'll see how that ages. Yeah. That aged like milk left out in a hot car.
I didn't think of for the Prime, by the way. Much appreciated.
He's banned again, and he can't even.
Also, no, he didn't. It's not. He flipped the car with his girlfriend inside. He flipped the car with his cameraman inside. He flipped a go-kart with his girlfriend inside. So that's different instances.
Claimed what happened was an accident this time. If you've been following my series of videos covering Jack Doherty's situation, you probably remember the incident that forever changed.
I don't, because I have not been doing that actually. Now I'm curious. What are the situations?
This IRL streamer is now reporting.
Right. Jack Joe, I don't know how to spell his name. Wait, lawsuit? Bro, why is there so many videos on this guy? Jack Doherty's scam? What?
This IRL streamer is now scamming his fans after seemingly realizing that his career is over.
I know which one I'm buying. I'm dropping a bag on it, and we're all getting rich together, guys. I'm not selling until it's at 100 million market cap. I'm going up 100, 200, 300x, baby. Let's go.
I mean, the desperation here is just real. And
wait.
Well, this lawsuit's about to destroy the streamer's life the way he knows it, as it's likely going to become the most expensive thing he's ever gone through. So meet Jack Doherty, one of the least likable streamers out there.
Also, can I say, I don't like Atozi's like new YouTube accent. I used to watch some Atozi way back in the day, like a few years ago, and now it just feels like the way it's produced feels like a drama version of like Philip DeFranco, but like it has like the little bit of like the Burger King foot lettuce accent, a little bit, you know. Because he sounds like Michael Vercredden from before they were famous. Yeah.
Gave the world another reason to dislike him this past weekend as he decided to live stream and interact with chat while driving with a friend in the car while it was raining, as he was speeding and looking right down on his phone. And he absolutely knew what he was doing, because just a minute before he crashed, he said this.
Literally, guys, you can't see shit. I'm most likely going to crash this car. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully not.
So yeah, naturally he spun out, then gave us the wildest show of how little he cares about the people surrounding him, because the only thing that was important for him was, we have to make sure we get all of this on film. And then obviously the McLaren, meanwhile, he gave his friend, who he seriously hurt, the camera to film everything while blood was gushing out of his face. Extremely normal influencer behavior.
So yeah, we covered this already. If that's the last update, then I think we're caught up with whatever this is about.
Changed his life as he knew it. The McLaren car crash, which resulted him in getting a permanent ban from Kick for reckless driving. And the quotation marks were there because he was unbanned. But not before the desperate attempts to get money from his fans through launching meme coin pump and dumps. Obviously, Kick somehow decided to unban him after 3 months of his
Kick, by the way.
Supposed permanent ban.
Shout out Kick, by the way. I wonder how many people that they permaban are back now. Like, what about... Honestly, we could probably find that out just by going to Jobbery's video on Kick.
Thank God it timed out before anything. SB.
Just snags. I don't want to Google it on my stream side because, like, yeah, obviously. Is just snags banned still? Yeah, he's banned still, I think. What is he doing now? Linktree. YouTube. Okay, his YouTube is still up. Yeah, I know he's washed. I think he's still banned, but he's washed. Neon's still around. What about Suspendus? Is Suspendus still around? Yeah, Suspendus is around. So I think, like, let me check Riot. Riot lol. Okay, Riot lol's account is here, I think. And there's a chatter who typed in chat saying, "What's the Discord?" recently. Somebody search this chatter's hard drive, please. Imagine seeing everything that Riot LOL did, finding his Kick page, and typing in his offline Kick chat to try to find his Discord. Was Laura, is the Discord crime? The Discord is like child pornography.
Right, so I don't see an issue here.
And just like before, he proceeds to cover the screen.
It's like
how that works. Doing it goes like
question. I mean, like
here's one that's not
overall team, and I didn't spend a single. Oh my.
Oh my god, my bitch was like out. What the hell?
Yo, like, I mean, like, why are they not more out is a real question. I mean, like, what time is it? You know, it's already demon hours. Kid. Wait, listen, how old are you? I'm 19.
Oh, I'm 16.
You said 18?
Yeah, yeah.
He has this little trick that he likes to do. It's kind of a manipulation tactic where he goes like, "You're 18, right?" As if it's gonna magically turn this kid into an adult. But last time I checked, that's just not how that works.
You said 18?
Yeah, yeah.
You're 18, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. So, I don't see it.
He's live at this point, by the way. I just want to make that very clear. He is live. We all, his chat heard her say she was 16. So I don't know what him doing this here is like, what he's going to think, whatever.
An issue here.
And just like before, he proceeds to cover the screen.
It's like, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it looks really hot in your room. Like, you need to, like take anything off or, like, damn. Holy. Wait, can you shake him a little bit? Damn. Dude, add my Snapchat. I'm not gonna lie. Holy you're bad. Alright. Okay. You added my Snapchat. Please tell me you added my Snapchat.
I'm going to right after.
Alright, Alright, bro. Peace. Good night.
And when he comes back...
Oh my god. Chat, she said she was 18. What are y'all on for? Nah, chat, I'm not gonna lie. That was a fucking dub. I got like 2 clips of them. Bro, like, she just like took off her shirt and we were just vibing. Like, well, like, I didn't even know. Nah, that was crazy, chat. Holy That's like, I'm not even trolling, the best dub I've gotten yet. Alright, chat, it's in there. Join the Discord. Let me know if they're W, fire, or mid. Or
Sorry. That's why this person wants the Discord, by the way. I don't even think this is the actual Riot LOL account, but he went to Kick, went to Riot LOL, and went to the chat, the offline chat. Just should be right back.
Chat, they were nice, right? Go look at the Discord. We just got a huge dub. I could have brought that. Honestly, dude, chat, if I wasn't streaming, I could have got that to do everything. Chat, like, dude. Everything, bro.
There's no care, no remorse. To him, it's just content. When in reality, what he just did is, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, possession and distribution of CP. All done live on Kick. And to all the weirdos out there that are like, well, the age of consent is actually 16. I got 2 answers for you. Riot, who is based in Miami, as he publicly states on his profiles and also on his streams, the age of consent there is 18. And regardless of the Romeo and Juliet laws, where in some states 16 is the age of consent, 18 is the age for pornographic material in all states. So any age under 18 is CP. And it doesn't matter if the girl takes them and sends them. It is still CP. And 2, if you really want to be on that age of consent is 16 thing, well, just roll the clip.
I like your glasses. I mean, they're fake as but they look good on you.
They're not fake.
Are you nearsighted or farsighted?
Far.
Okay. That's good then. So like when we're up close, like you went in for a kiss, like you won't like headbutt me or some dumb, you know? Alright, you're actually like really pretty though. You're like wifey material. I'll take you on a date, you know? Not gonna lie. Alright, rate that date 1 through 10.
He's a puppy. Don't do that.
10? Wait, how old are you? Oh my god.
You're gonna skip if I tell you my.
I mean like you're 18, right? Wait, say your age.
You're gonna skip though.
Would you say your age?
15.
Okay, so I'm gonna yo. Alright, okay. Hey, cops, I promise. Like, I swear age is just a number. I'm gonna ask you again, okay? I'm 19, how old are you?
18.
You're 18. Nod your head if you're 18. Alright, you know. Alright, can I get like a fit check? Alright, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I'm a really transparent guy. I just kind of like skip all the bullshit, you know, because it's like, nah, it's just like a waste of time. To be honest, can you just like, okay, when you stood up, I was really only looking at one thing, to be honest. Can you just like show me your tits on some chill shit? I know it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, this could lead into something great, you know?
No, I'm here. I don't do that.
Word. Damn. Alright then. Well, I mean like, wait, why not?
Not like right away.
Alright, well, let's just wait a second. All right, so you know it's been like not right away, and the curiosity's just killing. All right, dude. This is what like. Can I just hear this, bro? Like real.
Yo, that you were cool.
All right,
Just want to see stuff.
Chad. That's the shit I do for you guys, bro.
This man pressured a 15-year-old to flash. For them. His viewers that for some reason want to see that. Also, we have no idea how old Riot's viewers are behind the screen, so they could be a bunch of toddlers or a bunch of grown adult men, which is concerning in so many ways. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Riot streams for hundreds of people.
I'm back. Do the feds do anything now? Because some of these people are still around. Like Derek Graz or whatever his name was. This guy is still around. He streamed like a few days ago. Or a few weeks ago. Because he deleted the streams though. But yeah, back to Jack Doherty. We're not gonna go down the Riot rabbit hole. Also, I need some freaking ketchup. Actually, I'll enjoy more of this.
Every single night, who, let's be honest, are only there for one thing and one thing only. The girls. Not the creator. The girls. If you remove the aspect of girls from more than half of these Kick creators, they would have no content. They would not know what to do. Therefore, their views would go down. Besides being an absolute annoyance in society and doing or saying the most controversial things just to get their 5 seconds of fame on Twitter for the day, if they're not doing any of that, well, there better be a girl on the screen, because then these talentless creators would have nothing. Now, it's one thing to work with these creators, which I don't know why you would do that, to each their own. But it's one thing to work with these creators by collabing or doing these E-Date streams that a lot of them love to do. But it's another thing to not even know that the explicit stuff that you did for someone was being live streamed, secretly screen recorded, and posted elsewhere on the internet. And I would add an additional level of fear if you are a child having all this happen to you. What I've shown you are 3 examples from Riot's stream, each interaction only lasting around 5 to 15 minutes. He streams for 3 to 7 hours a night. And he's been doing this for 5+ months now. So it's safe to say that there's multiple girls. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it. Multiple victims that right now don't know.
And I think, I don't know this, right? And I don't want to peruse through Kick the Check. But I think this is still happening, by the way. Right? But that's the story for another time. I want to finish off this Jack Doherty situation.
And obviously, you just saw the clip of Jack saying from now on, he was going to be a humble, down-to-earth person that was going to behave on the platform. Well, his career is basically a streaming equivalent of a zombie, as it just keeps on dying and coming back to life, but each time he returns, it's more decayed and brain dead than ever, because the new ban comes in just 9 days after Kick reversed the previous permaban on January 9th of this year. And I say permaban because you...
I need some water. Enjoy more Riot. Oh well.
They don't know that they were on his streams. Riot has lots of connections and knows a lot of Kick streamers, slowly trying to grow his audience bigger and bigger on Kick's platform. He's even started to get recognized on Omegle.
Wait. You know me? You watch my streams?
And what strikes me about Kick streamers is their sense of humor.
When I meet girls in person, I get nervous and how do I get better?
You gotta just push yourself. You gotta like be like, oh shit, now it's time.
If it gets really bad, just get the rubies.
No, what the?
I thought that's where you're going with that. Did we get married?
I'm good, thank you.
Don't make me use a piece, please. Like, I ran out of them. Like, let's just make this easy, okay? Since I'm, like, famous on fans, would you like to hop on?
You are free, chat. We're done watching this guy.
You never know with Kick, clearly, because the last one was supposed to be permanent, but who knows? But either way, bro's like, yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm going to behave. And then he didn't even last like 2 weeks. Dude is a Hall of Fame moron, because Kick is clearly one of those platforms where you really have to try to get banned. It takes a special kind of moron to get banned on Kick. As the only other streamer I know that's banned from Kick is Johnny Smalley, and he might be the
Right, LOL is also banned.
dumbest human being on the planet. But you may be asking, what happened this time that forced Kick to ban Jack one more time permanently? Well, during a stream on January 18th, in which he was collaborating with World of T-Shirts, or Joshua Block, who we've also covered here on this channel, Jack, while walking around, got
Whatever happened to that guy? That guy was kind of like a lolcow on TikTok for a little bit. And now he's collabing with Twitch streamers. I mean, Kick streamers.
slapped in the face by a stream sniper. And in case you guys don't know what stream sniping is, it's essentially using someone's stream to find out where they are. Originally, this was in-game, but in the IRL streaming context, the stream sniper's purpose is to track down the streamer's location and then insert themselves into the stream somehow. Like, this guy just showed up and slapped Jack. Now, getting slapped it sucks, but it's not really a bannable offense because it's not your fault. There's nothing you can really do there. But it's safe to say what happens next in this clip definitely is, because instead of just handling the situation reasonably to avoid even more conflict, Jack goes and beats up this guy with his security guards. He chases the guy down and then hits him back, and of course, his bodyguard has to jump in and help, while the cameraman is recording everything. Because Jack has to live stream every terrible decision in his life, including assaulting someone for content. So obviously, Kick decided they'd had enough and banned him again. He only found out later when he was already in the car checking his phone and someone sent him a screenshot of his Kick page that read, "Oops, something went wrong. We can't find the page you're looking for."
I think I just got banned on Kick.
I wasn't even.
Oh my god.
Well, bro got slapped and then banned on Kick at the same time. That's so funny.
Dog. I guess
So it's going to MIC? Really? Joe Black still shows up everywhere as a locale. He used to say Louis like a month ago. To do what? What is his content? Just to get locale on?
Not. God damn it. I think I did, bro. I think I did get banned. Bro, last month.
Going.
Yeah, I'm cooked, bro. Oh my god, bro. How is that fair, guys? This is why I don't like Kick, bro. It's like...
Yeah, bro's crying. Bro's crying.
Yourself.
You're not banned. It was self-defense. Yeah, exactly. I'm defending myself, and I can get banned on. Like, that's why I don't do anything back to anyone ever in the past, because it's just like I don't want to get banned. It's like I do something back to him, and I'm banned. Like,
so Jack was hit first, but what happened was not self-defense. It was a retaliation attack that he live streamed himself doing. I'm kind of baffled at how careless he is with his platform. Okay, you got smacked. That sucks. Let your security handle it, and you go on and continue streaming. You don't live stream yourself beating up the guy to protect your ego. The only way that's self-defense is if he was continuously a threat to you. But he bitch slapped you and ran. Retaliating would not be self-defense, because all he did was he stooped to the instigator's level. Any creator would know you can't broadcast yourself fighting someone. And the instigator here got exactly what he wanted, as Jack is now permanently banned from streaming on Kick and has essentially lost his streaming career. All because this instigator decided to smack him. That is like the ultimate.
That's so funny. Honestly, I disavow stream snipers. Right? I disavow stream snipers, but like,
ultimate W for this instigator. So how long is this permanent ban going to last this time? Who knows, but it's already been over a month, and it doesn't seem like he's getting unbanned anytime soon.
Nobody's anything that's been, in my opinion. When you make it, actually, you know what? I'll push back on that. I disagree. Right? When you make it your entire content of being a nuisance to people in real life, like we looked at it a little bit here. Not here. Here. One of these have like what Jack Doherty actually does as his content. Wait, it's in Jobber's video actually. We can just watch that.
Surrounding this.
Like when you do stuff like this.
It's not talking shit. It's more of a joke, but like, I call everyone an OnlyFans. We're all fucking OnlyFans.
You can tell he's nervous with the way he aimed
skip ahead a little
after
bit.
Kane to help bail him out of the conflict that he instigated by bad-mouthing Corinna. It's only after Kane gets involved that Jack suddenly regains his energy and picks up a little more confidence. Now he's the big tough guy he wants us all to think he is.
So now, what's the next step? Now, you want to suck my dick or what? Like, where we getting? You're broke. Damn. Oh, you call me broke. No, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Appreciate you. Don't care. All right, then what then?
Corinna explains why she doesn't want to talk to Jack. Completely valid, by the way. There are an infinite number of reasons not to be associated with this guy.
Just because I'm at a party and I don't want to talk to you, you say that
No. That's not what it was.
That's literally what it was.
Okay, wait.
I literally got sent a clip in the middle of a party.
Oh, really?
I just I'm at a party. No, say, I'm at a party. I don't want to be on stream.
But in the midst of this chaos is when Kane finally, and for no reason, with no warning whatsoever, decks Chase in the face and lays him out flat on the concrete. I can't show you the uncensored clip of.
Yeah, that. Jack has a history of being a nuisance, getting in people's faces, and then like just hiding behind his security.
Guards at your side, dude. I'm sure it's cool. Invest in this situation, yet somehow he still sees himself as above all these other students. Investing in your future by getting an education? Not cool, according to Jack.
You're not cool.
Like he gets in people's faces, and when they just like look in his direction, security just closes like a wall. He screams behind his security, right, while harassing other people. Like again, stream snipers, I think are bad. They're not good. But like when you make it your entire mission of like harassing people in real life, then just hide behind your security, right? And then the instance where like, you know, again, your security gets involved and you get banned for it, like I'm not gonna cry a river, right? Maybe don't be a dick.
At least for now, because Kick was a major revenue source for Jack, as I covered in the interview with Pat God in my last video. So getting banned for a second time in less than a year, that definitely hits where it hurts, his wallet. So recently he's moved to party.com again, a much smaller platform with far fewer streamers and viewers than Kick, which is definitely not ideal for someone who honestly is just used to throwing money at all of his problems. But usually after some time after the punishment, streamers can appeal their ban, explain that they've learned their lesson, and try to get back, you know, to good graces on the platform. But Jack, he tried that approach in the dumbest way possible, and it really did not go well for him. So in one of his recent streams on Twitch and Party, Jack revealed that he sent Kick's staff.
Wait, he's back on Twitch?
Email that he wrote using ChatGPT.
Guys, I tried to get unbanned from Kick, right? You guys want to hear what my message was to Kick? Let me know. I wrote a message. McKinley, remember the message I wrote this morning? And I put it in ChatGPT and they gave me like college essay. But then they denied it. So yeah, I'm in the ass. Kick suck my you and lick my.
Dude, what did you think was going to happen here?
Okay, well, I want to hear a Tozy. I want to hear him read the message. Come on. Please, you gotta play the message.
You think they weren't gonna realize it was written in ChatGPT? Obviously, his appeal didn't work as he expected, so he absolutely lost it on stream.
Send our apology for any disruption this man caused.
No, okay, I can't. I have to see what I have to see what he wrote. I have to see what he wrote. How do I even find that? Do I go here? Here? To Twitter? Do you really? I do really want to see what he wrote. Cause I think that's so funny. I'm trying to find just a clip of something. Okay, what he wrote somewhere. Maybe he was also live on YouTube. Let me check. No. Bro has 37,000 followers on Twitch. Wait, he streamed 14 hours ago? Well, he's technically on the platform, so he's not Let's see, how long ago was this video? It was like right after he got his ban denied, right? Why is he hanging out at Antonio Brown's house? Private jet with Antonio Brown. Okay, what does sexual themes mean? Okay, well I'm not playing that. It's on the platform though, so it's on Twitch, so it's not necessarily bannable.
What the fuck? Where's my money? Like, the fuck? Like, I have no McLaren and no money to buy a new one, so, like, what the fuck?
Okay, he's poor, apparently.
Someone figured out. Like, what do I pay insurance for? Huh?
Wait, his insurance denied his claim? That's so good. Because of course they did. He was live streaming himself, like, basically texting while driving. In wet conditions. Like, yeah, of course insurance denied his claim. There's no way they're going to actually accept it.
I ended up stealing my phone the first time. I was playing with him again. I didn't recognize it was him, and then I like realized my chat like said it was that guy.
Why is this dude just in a towel? What is going on this stream, bro?
He stole my phone. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was
Why is he in a cast?
like, and he had a guy that was full-time glazing him too to act like he was winning and shit.
Bro, when that dude stole my fucking 3K, I was running in the street full of cars to chase him. He hops into this like tinted black Infinity. I'm like banging on his fucking window, and his friend from the back pulls down his window and shows me a fucking gun, like literally dead ass. I just ran the other way.
You stay on business?
Fuck no. I'm not getting shot over 3K. I was like 17.
Jack, I found your McLaren on sale. Type in lot 774.
Wait, okay, so somebody in the chat found his McLaren on sale?
Oh my god, no way. Look at this. My McLaren.
Okay, now I'm curious. What do you say type in?
Holy fuck, how do you just look that up and it comes up? Isn't that crazy? What the fuck? Where's my money? Like, the fuck? Like, I have no McLaren and no money to buy a new one, so, like, what the fuck? Like, someone figured out. Like, what do I pay insurance for? Huh?
Wait, that guy walking around in VR? Wait, was it?
Oh my god, no way. Look at this. My McLaren.
No. Those are glass. Those are goggles, chat.
You just look that up and it comes up. Isn't that crazy? What the fuck? Where's my money? Like, the fuck? Like, I have no McLaren and no money to buy a new one, so, like, what the fuck? Like, someone figured out, like, what do I pay insurance for? Huh? So I lose my McLaren and all the money I paid for insurance leading up to it? Great. Is that how this works? I'm not doing the insurance thing again. Like, what the fuck? Guys, does anyone want to buy this bullshit or what? Holy shit, it's destroyed. Who did that? Why is it so hot in here?
I know, the AC's not working. We need our money back.
Yeah, it's
the
sweating
Wi-Fi's
in
not
here.
working either.
Oh.
Go jump in the pool.
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool down.
Where's everyone?
There.
Yeah, we get... Oh, don't go near that's my car. Get the Jack Bree's boyfriend hit her.
Okay, actually, that might actually be VR. I want to be real.
I worked too hard.
What is happening in this stream?
Yeah, guys, put your cash in the chat. In like 2 minutes, I'll pick a winner for $100. So if you guys don't have an account, log in, make an account. It's so easy.
He's trying to get viewers over to party, and so he's bribing them with Cash App money? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Only $100 too? Bro, maybe he actually doesn't have any money. Maybe he's actually broke.
Easy, and it takes 2 seconds, and you can win $100. So let's go. If y'all are on Twitch, pull up. Party.com.
Guys, they make a good prop on the couch.
All right, let's see.
Honestly, it's a good it's a good
Put your cash in
deal
the
for
chat.
the
Yo,
girls.
Dave, you think you could start the sprinter and like close the doors so it gets like cooled down?
Not the whole like OnlyFans pimping that he's doing, but like if your role is just lay on the couch and that's it, you just get paid for that. Like that would be sick.
Down, please, because it's so hot in there. All right, guys, ready?
Wait, let's
Okay,
see how many viewers he has.
10 seconds. 10, 9,
Doesn't say.
8, 7.
Okay, we're skipping this.
Let's see.
Wait.
All right, ready? Here we go, chat. 3, 2.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
1. Let's see. Nelly to Love. You just won $100 right there. So I'm gonna send you $100 on Cash App. Let's go.
But he did OnlyFans. No, he's the pimp. I think he also might have done OnlyFans. I don't know. I don't look for Jack Doherty's OnlyFans, but he's also like he's the pimp. Yeah, he's the manager. What is this content though?
Like, do you think it'll go up more if you keep...
Oh, it's Neon. Neon made an appearance.
You guys fuck each other. You incest.
Yeah,
What is happening, bro? What is going on? Why are they fighting? Oh wait, this is a connection loss thing. Okay, no, this is okay. That was a clip. I was like, how did it become nighttime in like 10 seconds? You know what? These ladies look like they're having a fantastic time. All on their phones. Nobody talking to him. They look like they're having a great time. Where are they going?
Oh my god, wait, bitch, you are stripping, and I'm just like, bitch, you're acting like an actual monkey. I'm not like racist. I thought she was Mexican.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Run that by me again?
Instead of her jumpsuit. Oh my god. I was just like, there's no way. She's like,
What?
and they thought I was being racist, but no, she had a bikini on instead of her jumpsuit. Oh my god. I was just like, there's no way. She's like, bitches are stripping, and I'm just like, bitch, you're acting like an actual monkey. I'm not like racist. Boom, on the ground. I thought she was Mexican. No, she's not. I swear I thought she was Mexican. Is she black? Is she black? No, she's like some type of Mexican. Bitch, you're acting like a monkey. I wasn't being racist.
Put McKinley in the back. She's acting like a goody two shoes, but hasn't.
No, she was like, so you're being racist? I was like, monkey. And then she just came at me and I would kick her. Like, get back, monkey. Stay away. I feel bad because
Maybe guys, I don't want to be a couch girl anymore. No, you have to be racist. It's a requirement. You have to be racist to be a couch girl, apparently. Wait, is this the entire stream just them in the car? Cause they're in the car for like 30 minutes.
like,
Okay, I don't know what's going on there.
Jay!
What's good, bro?
Jack? Jack Doherty, right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
I almost convinced her that his name was Jake. Should we get drunk?
Wait.
A little spot?
Do it.
Are we going?
Let me get in now, man.
Okay, why is he taking a picture with a little child? Okay. Why? I have questions.
A little spot?
Do it.
Why?
Are we going?
Why is he taking a picture with a literal child? That is a 9-year-old girl. Why?
Let me get in now, man. Fuck that, man.
Well, that place is fucking nasty.
I didn't think you were
Tell
boring,
them.
bro. Listen, Stunner gonna step up. You know what I'm saying?
It be like that.
Let's do it.
Oh, come on, bro. Why is he taking a picture with a 6-year-old now? What is going on? That is a literal child.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, the kids first. The kids first.
Let's do it. What's up, bro? How you doing?
We put kids first because we're good moms.
If your kid is a fan of Jack Doherty, you're not a good mom. That is a literal child.
Bro, high five.
Can I throw this up and kick it? My bad. He's the broke version.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, here.
The fridge, the white one.
Pretty good.
Like, he just walks around and gets recognized to, like, feed his ego a little bit. Right? But it's so funny because he's broke. So, like, he has no money. And he doesn't have an audience anymore because he's banned pretty much everywhere. So, like, what are we talking about? And this is like an aside. Like, we're like so far off of, like, you know.
You're mad Cruz. Oh, where he called his girlfriend Michael Jackson? Thank God.
What the
I got
fuck,
the N-word
dog?
pass. What the fuck?
You got the N-word pass?
What?
Dead ass. He just gave it to me. Hey, I got the N-word pass.
Oh yeah. I crashed my dirt bike and broke my collarbone. Yeah.
Hey, do I have the N-word pass?
What the fuck?
Hey, I got the N-word pass. Yeah, nigga, what's good? Hey.
Hey, yo, say it with me. Say it with me. What's good, my nigga?
Thank God.
What the
I got
fuck,
the N-word
dog?
pass. What the fuck?
You got the N-word pass?
Dead ass. He just gave it to me.
What up?
No, I do need to do that. You need to shut the fuck up is what you need to do.
Tell him.
No broke talk. You're broke as fuck. Show me your crypto account, bitch. You're broke.
No way. You're a legend.
Show me your crypto. What is going on? What is happening? What is I'm like, this is like, I don't even know how to describe this.
Hey, my shoulders.
Hey, what's up, yo? Hey, yo, we can take a picture?
Hey, Jack.
I was just what's going on? I came in here.
He also doesn't even look like he's having fun, which is kind of the crazy thing. He doesn't even look like he's having fun. He's just like, what's going on? What? Huh? Oh yeah, what's up? Hello. Like he doesn't even look like it's cause no McLaren. Cause he knows he's broke. He has no money. He's banned on every platform. Twitch is not giving him any money. He's not partnered. He's an affiliate though, which is interesting.
Hey, I'm gonna just run my ones evenly with a girl. It'd be like one-on-one. No. The bigger the sub to hoe RF right now. You're sub.
He's good. Stay here.
There's a fucking goat, dead ass. Go, come see the goat. Dead ass.
Wait, is that his girlfriend? McKinley sounds familiar. Didn't McKinley accuse him of abuse? Or am I tripping? I'm pretty sure that was in this section.
Youngest ones, crazy one that they have, Claire. He just goes life away.
Dumbest accusation ever, and asking to stop giving this clout chasing attention. Her whole account is a fan page for me, Sam, and Neon. Neon, it should be noted, also repeated these claims on a stream of his own, but apparently apologized for it behind the scenes, at least according to Jack. While Jack chalks most of Matt's behavior up to Matt, Jack, current girlfriend McKinley have both accused Matt of SA. In fact, they claim he's
okay. McKinley and Jack accused Matt of sexual assault. Okay. Okay. That's what it was. So they okay. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the lore here.
That's why it smells like shit.
Do it.
Do all right, man. What the fuck? It's a goat.
Okay, why is he carrying her just around a goat? Why is okay. I have so many questions. Why is this 10-year-old a fan of Jack Doherty? Well, I mean, his audience is 10-year-olds, but like, I feel like it's not appropriate for a 10-year-old. Why is he carrying around a goat? Like, it's not like he's on a bar strip. It's not like he can go in any of the bars unless he just brought his goat to the beach just to chill, which go off.
Let's go. Weird. Watch it. ARTI.com. The stream's gonna go live on, we're just live on Party.
You start a fight, deadass?
You guys wanna go to the actual beach? That's where you can swab with a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Where?
You wanna go to the actual beach? It's where you can like really get down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a drunk bitch. I told them, find me a photo, run your ones with me, deadass, fair fight. Right? If you want. And you're broke! And you're a broke nigga! And you're a broke, never show.
Just hit them. Huh? You tell her. Yo, you gotta stop talking so much shit, bro.
I will never shut the fuck up, deadass! I don't give a fuck! Subscribe to the what? And you're broke! And you're a broke nigga! And you're a broke nigga! So, your cheap ass BMW, huh? No F.
Oh, watch your foot. Oh my god.
Fucking college, bitch. Your parents' money.
I'll slap the shit out you.
He said stop talking shit. I will never shut the fuck up. The guys all day.
And the Twitch and make it just keep going live on Party.
A little ass BMW, AC doesn't work. The fuck? Like, bye.
Yo, can you end the Twitch and make it just keep going live on Party? Yeah. Alright, bet. Yo, guys, if you're on Twitch, come to party.com. The stream is going on parti.com/JackDoherty. So,
what the fuck was their problem? They were like, stop talking shit to me.
So,
we know who they were a fan of. To me?
So they're just walking around trying to fight people? At least they have enough wherewithal to end Twitch, though. Okay. Okay. Let's just continue on to whatever this was about.
If you don't disruption, they'll all turn.
He lost it on stream.
Accept our apology for any disruption.
His appeal didn't work as he expected, so he absolutely lost it on stream.
Accept our apology for any disruption this may have caused. Yo, if you don't disruption, all 200,000 followers are built on your platform. You and lick my Eddie. You and all your Australian friends, they all suck. I'm sorry, you guys are a bunch of pussies. You're turning into Twitch, and you know what? Twitch is better because I'm actually live on Twitch right now because it's not a liberal ass platform like you guys. I hope.
Okay, that's a new one. Kick is actually more strict than Twitch is, and Twitch is not a liberal platform like Kick. Okay, sure. Honestly, I think he's only like allowed on Twitch because like Twitch doesn't know about him. Genuinely, I think it's because he's skirting under the radar, and Twitch does not know that he's on the platform. If Twitch found out who he was in his account, like he would be banned immediately. By the way,
Trump keeps you out the border as well. You liberal little in Australia. Go.
Okay, and Steak Eddie is like a liberal. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Am I on Twitch? Am I getting banned? Wow. In GTA 5.
What?
Am I getting banned? Wow. You liberal little in Australia. Go. Am I on Twitch? Am I getting banned? Wow. In GTA 5.
I mean, at this point, it's just pathetic. It also just says so much about his content when you're getting banned on Kick of all places. I also love how he's streaming on Twitch while actively dissing Twitch at the same time, saying that Kick is becoming like them. Yet, all he wants to be on is Kick, because his big problem is he's built this audience of kids that orbit on Kick and not Twitch.
True.
Which is also problematic because, you know, everything this guy shills is 18 plus, OF, and gambling. But after his meltdown, he decides to challenge Eddie, one of the CEOs of Kick.
Party is
to a
impossible to
boxing
find.
match.
Worse
And
SEL than X. No, it's Part E with an I.
2 seconds later,
Chat. Part E. The Web3 creator economy and live stream platform. Sure. What is the biggest stream on Party? I'm curious. Oh, Joshua Blocks shows up here, by the way. Let's see. It has a crypto tab. Someone's playing a Web3 game. Someone playing Power World. 100 viewers. That's so sad. Sneeko's a featured creator. Mr. Based Forever, whoever that is a featured creator. Jack Doherty is a featured creator. With no. He has 5,000 followers. He has 5,000 followers. That's rough. That's rough. Oh, how the mighty has fallen. Yeah, and he was paying people to follow him, by the way. He was paying people to follow him into chat. There's probably only 5,000 people in Party, to be honest. Yeah.
he then steps back and says, no, wait, the CEO of Party, he should be the one fighting Eddie, while he's supposed to fight Neon. Dude's just adding random people to his beef out of nowhere.
Eddie, if you want to make me do it, but I'll box you, Eddie. Let's box, Eddie. I'll box you. Honestly, the Party creator should box you. Party creator, you box Eddie, I box Neon. Let's go. Biggest match of all time. Winner. The losing team has to delete their platform and their platform. So like, say Eddie loses and Neon loses, Eddie has to just delete kick.
I'm for this. I'm for that. Yeah, I lose nothing in this arrangement. I'm down. Win-win. Either we get rid of Party or we get rid of kick. The world will be a net positive.
Correct.
But I guess Jack's career isn't the only thing he's been crashing lately. Obviously, he's had the McLaren incident, but now an electric bike incident as well, because apparently he bought one of those and that sent him to the hospital a couple times.
All right, guys, I crashed my dirt bike. Another.
He couldn't afford another McLaren, so he bought a dirt bike and he crashed that too. Bro.
Time, and this time I broke my collarbone and hit my head. No more.
And as I hinted to earlier, this isn't the first time something like this has happened to him.
Am I bleeding bad? Just go like this.
Yeah. You can do that and then go back to the house if you want. Just use your shirt maybe.
Why? One of those clips there, like where he got really close to the road, like what are you doing, dude? At least the only upside to the crash that sent him to the hospital, which I'm about to show, is that he was wearing a helmet.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Holy.
Oh. I'm done with that.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I hit my head.
You good? Helmet.
Why were you sitting on the bike when you jumped? Also, why were you doing this at a gas station? Jack?
Why was he jumping at all? I feel like we're asking the wrong questions. Why are we asking, why is he sitting on the bike while he jumped, or why is he jumping at a gas station? Why is he jumping a dirt bike at all? Maybe don't do that.
Is extremely lucky in unusual ways. Thankfully, that bike didn't fly and hit someone or damage someone's property. And honestly, I don't know how.
Or I don't know, blow up the freaking gas station, GTA 5 style?
He's always managed to get away with so many stupid decisions throughout his career up until this point. Like when he crashed the car, he left the accident without a single bruise on his body after getting permanently banned.
Yeah, his friend did not though.
It only took 3 months for him to be forgiven, which is why it's permanently banned. Who knows how long he's actually going to be banned here. It seems like maybe they'll be a little bit more serious this time, but who knows? So maybe that's just the appeal to his content. Jack is basically just the architect and mastermind of his own downfall, yet he just keeps on walking this very thin line, swaying and nearly losing his balance multiple times while people...
GTA taught me the slightest collision with any part of a gas station called a massive explosion. Yeah.
Just wait for the next
I've heard that as well.
He's essentially the embodiment of a slow car crash that you just can't really look away from. Metaphorically and obviously literally as well sometimes. So I guess only time will tell what will actually happen, but until then, it seems like he's not coping with this decision well at all. But other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video, and hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. No, actually, I will see you in the next video. Show up for my next video, guys. That would actually be really cool.
We would not be seeing the next video. Anyway, I still wanted to talk about the Hassan Banana thing or whatever. But honestly, I have to call it here. I have an important meeting. I have an important meeting at 11 and I'm tired. I just want to take a little bit of a break for that meeting. Y'all watched it last night, I bet. Yeah, I think I think I have or at least there's a good commentary to come out of that entire situation. Cause I think that chat is very, there was a lot of people in chat who were like very hardline pro like Banana, like to the point where like they were like, Hassan, just like let him do what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Banana is a force for good. Like leave him alone. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Come like 30 month subscribers to be like, you know, let Banana say whatever he wants to, like whatever he wants to say, and don't like try to like recontextualize. Like from Haas chat, that's kind of interesting. I heard meeting come out of your mouth, but you mispronounced it on the Give a League. No, I do have. I actually have a meeting that I have to go to. Situation. I've always seen segments where you criticized Ethan. It's not like a huge deal. But like there were some moments where like he was like coming after like the Fear and podcast host a little bit and like going after Hassan. And that like I think he was like, or Hassan said he was incorrect on a couple of things. And so like his basis was wrong. And so Hassan was correcting the record on some things. And then like some chatters were just like, you're misunderstanding him, just like, you know, let him do what he wants to do. And I was just kind of like, it's kind of strange. But Hassan doesn't claim Hassan, and I'm okay with it, to be honest. But there are some things that he just didn't know about Hassan in that video. Yeah, but I feel like if you don't know, you shouldn't talk about it, you know? Like if you're going to make a video about a topic and a subject, you should at least know what you're talking about. Like I don't expect Ben Abinata to glaze Hassan either, right? But like doing at least a little bit of due diligence to see whether or not your take was based and founded in reality is something that you could have at least done. You know? Like he took Hassan and he projected a take onto Hassan about like Hassan was like naive for thinking that Israel would let him into Israel, that he can then go to Gaza. And that wasn't what Hassan's point was. And so I think like that miscommunication is something that he could have cleared up if he just watched, you know, Hassan originally talk about that instance. Right. The problem is he didn't necessarily care to, because it didn't serve his purpose. And in that way, he served to shoot a couple of strays Hassan's way. And it wasn't like fully or financially based in reality. Do a live react to the next Fear, to the new Fear, and because I haven't watched it yet, well, I have a meeting, so you gotta watch that yourself. Ben Abinata just encapsulates people who are hardline global communism advocates, and anything to the right of that is bad. Yes, but I also think that Ben Abinata himself is, again, this is not like specific critique, and more just an observation. It's that he is very, very good at going after people who are bad. Right. And it's the purpose of like bad tactics, or there's no bad tactics, just bad targets. And he picks the correct targets a lot of the time. The problem is that sometimes he'll like veer off and a pot shot would hit somebody indirectly who doesn't deserve it. Like I think Brett is a good example of that. Like he'll have like a good principled stance, and then like he'll just shoot a pot shot off, and like Brett will get hit by a pot shot or whatever. Even though his output are entirely directed towards like, you know, anti-Zionism and anti-Israel sentiment and being pro-Palestine. You know what I mean? Right. And I think the people that have the take of like, you know, like I don't expect like Ben Abinata to glaze Hassan, or that like Hassan is not infallible, right? Don't necessarily extend that take also to like Ben Abinata. And like there could be critique of his tactics that can also be not based in like bad faith rhetoric, you know? So I do agree that like Hassan is not infallible and Hassan can be criticized, but so can Ben Abinata, right? And I think a lot of people view that critique as like an attack on Ben Abinata because they like Ben Abinata. He's inherently spiky, like a porcupine trying to be friends with a baboon. I'm tired of the left attacking the left when it's not a policy. We have disagreements. It's the strategy. Newsflash, everyone is scrambling for a strategy right now because we know the Dems have none. Be charitable to those we agree with on policy. I mean, yeah. Kind of like how in a Pokemon double battle, you can use moves that hurt your teammates. Kind of exactly like that, yeah. Kind of exactly like that. Right? But I will say, this is not Ben Abinata's stream, right? My community is not Ben Abinata's community. I think a lot of people don't understand that for Hassan's community either, right? That like Ben Abinata has his own space, his own community. And if you want to be a part of that community, you can do that. But expecting every community to reflect Ben Abinata's community is a fool's errand. And you're not going to get that, right? So if you come here expecting me to like be the Bana Banana Defense Brigade. In the same way, if you come here expecting me to be the Hassan Defense Brigade, it's not gonna happen. This is my own community. These are my own thoughts, right? And I'm going to give my takes on it. And if you want Bana Banana's thoughts, you can go watch Bana Banana. And if you want Hassan's thoughts, you can go watch Hassan. And I think a lot of people don't get that because they're like, I like Bana Banana and I want everybody to be Bana Banana. And you must glade Bana Banana because I like Bana Banana, right? Which I understand why they have that take, but just understanding that like you might not get that from every space. It's also important to remember Bana Banana doesn't care about the Dems. He's not from, nor does he live in America. He doesn't care about American political tactics. He puts more of a global lens on things. Yes, but then he'll also criticize people for like who are Americans for talking about American political tactics. You know what I mean? And so I agree if like having a more global lens is important, but like he also like kind of positions himself that like American political discourse is therefore invalid because it's like in America. And that it's not worth talking about because it's like, you know, it's American politics. I don't necessarily think that that's the case, you know? But again, difference of perspectives. He's not American. He won't like care about American politics, and nor do I expect him to, you know? I don't expect him to care about American politics. But like understanding that people who are Americans and who live in America are going to talk about American politics and are going to talk about American political tactics, you know? I think that entire video being framed around Hassan being a moron who doesn't grasp the severity of the situation is ridiculously disingenuous, though. I agree. Right? I feel like he could have done just a little bit of research to like see that like, and that comes from like, I think not necessarily bad faith, but just a little bit of an uncharitable approach. Right? Because when Hassan said he's thinking about going to Gaza, I did not assume that he thought that he could get into Gaza through Israel, right? But if you're uncharitable to Hassan and you don't think that, if you think Hassan is like stupid as like your foundational principle, you're immediately going to assume that he means that and not that like he's trying to find a way or he's in contact with people in Gaza who reached out to him, right? If you believe that Hassan is stupid, you're going to immediately be like, well, Hassan is stupid for thinking he can get into Gaza through Israel in the first place, right? But if you think Hassan is not stupid, you're thinking like, okay, maybe Hassan has more information on this than I do, right? And maybe I should make a broad judgment about whether or not he's going to go in through Israel or whether or not he has contacts in Gaza, because I don't know that. You know what I mean? Seems to get mad when people do focus on American politics. Yeah. Every leftist content creator who are pro-Palestine are all good. Listen to them and take the idea behind their content. True usually treats everyone like they are stupid. Yeah. Hassan speaks to charitability and being normal, while Bana Banana speaks to being unrelenting in your advocacy. Dude, I think that there's and I've always been fair on this, that there is usefulness in Bana Banana's strategy, right? I think he's necessary for the wider left movement, right? You need people who are unrelenting, right? Who may sometimes, like, you know, like an attack dog, may bite their owner a few times every now and then, right? A diversity of tactics is necessary. Disagree? I mean, you can disagree with me, right? Again, this is not a defense of like the things that Bana Banana has said or done, but my point is purely that like you need somebody who is unrelenting in their advocacy, right? In the same way you need somebody who's like a pipeline to the left and everything in between. Correctly, Hassan even says to chat like right after that he's in contact with someone and trying to do it the safe way. Yeah, Bana Banana didn't see that though. Bana Banana, and this is the problem, is that Bana Banana only saw essentially what Ethan saw, right? And so like there was no wider context brought by Ethan or Bana Banana to either of their pieces of content. And they only saw the Firan clip that was clipped and posted on the Firan, clips channel. They didn't see the actual topic of discussion that happened on stream. Or they were joking about it but not take it seriously, yeah. But I should know better. I do agree. Right? And that this is an example of like he should have, you know, done a little bit of work to like find out if Hassan has said anything else about it. Or at least if you're not going to do that work, you can't present it as if it's fact in the piece of content itself. You know what I mean? Like if you're not going to do the work to try to find out more information in the actual video itself, you can't then speak as if like you have done that work about that specific thing. You know what I mean? Like calling Hassan naive for thinking that he's going to get into Gaza through Israel kind of falls flat when Hassan never intended to get into Gaza through Israel. You know what I mean? And it's either you find out that beforehand before you make that claim, or you don't make that claim at all. Or if you do make that claim and you don't want to find it out, then you have to be open to the backlash of the claim that you're making there. Right? But everyone just loves drama more than he loves being on the right side of things. I don't know about more. I think that like he does like drama. You know what I mean? I don't think he's like anti-drama or whatever. Like, I mean, similar here. Like we like drama. We talk about drama. Because I'm Palestinian, when I watched the pod, the way it was talked about kind of shocked me. It was a little disturbing. I'm a fan of the pod. And I get that. I understand that, right? But it's not like surprising because like that's how they talk on the podcast. Right? And that can be wider criticism of like, don't be so chaffed about like real world issues. Right? I think that's entirely fair for you to feel that way. But like the part that I'm focusing on is like the characterization of Hassan from Bad at Banana as being like naive when Hassan didn't mean what he said it meant in the video. That makes sense. I think Bad at Banana could have reached out to Hassan to clear up that part of and get more information. I feel like Hassan would have been charitable to him. I think you guys overestimate how much or how close Ben Banana and Hassan are, you know? Like they're not friends. You know? I don't think they talk at all. I don't think so either. They'll be late for your meeting. That's fine. I have 5 minutes. It hasn't started yet. His rest before his meeting. I mean, it's fine. We're already here. We're already talking about it, and I said I was gonna talk about today anyway. I don't mean it in a close way, just like a DM to ask in general. Again, you're assuming that Ben Appanata cares about that, and I don't think he does. Right? Because that implies that Ben Appanata actually like wants to paint Hassan in a good light, or at least that implies that Ben Appanata cares about if he's painting Hassan in a bad light or not. He doesn't care about any of that. He doesn't care how he portrays Hassan. He doesn't care if Hassan is portrayed, you know, well or poorly or correctly or incorrectly, so long as it serves his wider purpose. He doesn't have enough proactivity or care enough to be proactive about being like, am I taking Hassan in good faith, right? Mostly because it wasn't the original point of the video. The original point of the video is on Ethan and Mudahar saying go to Gaza, and you know what I mean? And like is like a threat, which I agree with. I agree with his point that he made in the video. Right? Cares about Gaza, not Hassan. I'm not saying he doesn't care about Gaza, but I think it's more he cares about taking down Ethan. Right? I think he cares about that because he cares about Gaza. But it's more he cares about shutting down Ethan Klein. And if you can disregard Hassan in this one instance, or take him in not so great faith immediately in one instance in order to serve or to push for that point, that's what he's going to do. You know what I mean? This is what you mean. I like both creators and yourself as well. I try to be varied in who I follow and not in an echo chamber. And I get that. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't or you can't follow Bad Empanada, right? I'm just giving you my read of the situation itself. Ethan is currently a large misinformation spreader, and his goal is to shut him down and likely use a drama as bait people in and click and educate them at the same time. I mean, yeah. That doesn't mean he's like above criticism in certain instances, but like that's what his overarching goal is, in my personal opinion. Get what I mean? I think that's entirely fair. But I think a lot of chatters kind of want you to glaze Bad Empanada because they like Bad Empanada. You know what I mean? They're like, I like that Bad Empanada is taking down Ethan, and if you're not glazing Bad Empanada, you're an enemy. And I don't think that's necessarily true either. You know? But it's always gonna be, we're in the creator space. People are gonna find and pick their favorites, and they're gonna riot for those favorites until the end of time. It is what is going to happen. I just don't think Bad Empanada adds anything that is unique that you can't get from someone else who is like toxic, for a better term, in my opinion. No shade to anyone. I mean, he's just like, it's like a chorus, right? Like, could you harmonize without the soprano? Yeah, you can, right? It's possible. You could sound good with it as well, right? Does the soprano add something? Is it? Yeah, it adds something. It makes the space unique. You know? And so I don't think that like any voice is like strictly uniquely necessary to the space. I think that there is a usefulness in having somebody occupy that role. You know what I mean? Missed meeting? No, they didn't send the link yet. Oh, yes, they did. But yeah. That is it. That is all. We can talk about it more tomorrow, though. You know? I think that's entirely fair. We cover it more tomorrow. Also, I have learned never start the day with League. This is the lowest viewership I've had in like the last 2 months. Because I started the day with League. Always end the day with League if we're going to play League. These people will stay for the drama at the beginning. You never get your Saratoga ice water dump? True. She won your ranked games? I did win my ranked games. Honestly, okay. We should do a prediction next time. How high can I get through my placement games? There's 3 placement games left. And if I get on average 40 LP per placement game, that's 120 LP. That's getting to Iron 2. That's if I win every single one. But I do have to leave though. So shout out YouTube chat. Goodbye, YouTube. I had a pee as well. Jeez Louise. Adios, YouTube.